If you've spent the last few evenings scrolling through endless lists of security systems, comparing specs, watching YouTube breakdowns, and still feel a little stuck wondering which kit actually makes sense for your home or small business, stick around. I've been in the same spot, a mix of wanting crystal clear footage, reliable motion alerts, and a setup that doesn't turn my garage into a wiring nightmare. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk through the REOLINK 16-channel 4K bullet camera system, talk about what it does well, where it trips up, and help you decide if it's the right fit for you before you hit buy. First off, let's talk about the core need that drives most people to a multi-camera system: coverage and peace of mind. This REOLINK kit ships with 16 4K bullet cameras, a 4 TB hard drive already mounted inside the NVR, and everything runs over power over Ethernet. That means each camera gets both power and data from a single Ethernet cable, no separate power adapters hanging from the ceiling, no extra outlets to hunt down. For anyone who's ever tried to run a separate power line to a Wi-Fi camera, the PO approach feels like a breath of fresh air. The plug-and-play nature is exactly what the marketing calls simple PO connection, but in practice it translates to pulling a single cable from the camera to a PIN-enabled switch, plugging the NVR in, and you're basically live. The biggest time saver is that the NVR is already loaded with a 4 TB HDD, which according to the specs can hold continuous 24/7 recording for all 16 feeds at 4K. For a property with a front yard, driveway, back patio, and a small storefront, that storage capacity alone eliminates the need to constantly manage cloud subscription fees. Now, let's dig into what the footage actually looks like. The 8-megapixel sensor delivers a level of detail that's hard to overstate. When I tested a camera pointed at a license plate a few meters away, the numbers were legible without any digital zoom. That's a big win for anyone who needs reliable vehicle identification. Think HOA security or a small shop that wants to catch shoplifters. The system also includes IBIST person, vehicle, and animal detection. In the app, you can toggle each detection mode, and the alerts you get are filtered to only show events that match your chosen criteria. In real life, that cuts down on the ding-ding-ding of every passing squirrel or leaf blowing across the lens. It's not perfect. The algorithm occasionally flags a large dog as a person, but it's a noticeable improvement over basic motion detection that triggers on any pixel change. Low light performance is another frequent question. Each bullet camera comes with built-in IR LEDs that kick in after dark. The night vision range is listed at about 30 meters, and in my own tests the image stays fairly clean, albeit in grayscale, which is expected. What mattered more was the camera's ability to retain detail in the transition zones, those moments just after the sun sets when ambient light is low but not completely dark. The 4K sensor handles that gracefully, delivering a decent amount of color before the IR takes over. For a backyard that's only lit by a couple of porch lights, you'll still see a clear outline of a person walking past, which helps reduce false alarms. Because these are static bullet cameras, there's no need for stabilization. The lenses are fixed focus, which is typical for a security system. They're tuned for the sweet spot of the field of view and distance you'd expect in a residential or commercial setting. You won't have the flexibility of swapping lenses like you would with a hobbyist interchangeable lens camera, but you also won't be fiddling with focus rings every time you move a camera. In short, the system is built for set it and forget it. If you're looking for pan-tilt zoom control or the ability to swap out a wide-angle lens for a telephoto, this isn't the kit for you. Ease of use extends into the software side as well. The free REOLINK app lets you pull up any of the 16 feeds, watch live, rewind, and even export clips. The UI is fairly straightforward. You tap a camera thumbnail, swipe to change dates, and you can set motion zones directly on the screen. There is a bit of menu friction if you want to dive into advanced settings like bitrate control or schedule custom detection windows. Those options live on the web interface, not the phone app, so you'll need to fire up a browser on a laptop. It's not a deal breaker, but it does add a tiny step for power users who love granular control. For beginners, the out-of-the-box defaults work well enough to start seeing alerts within minutes. Battery confidence isn't a topic for this system because every camera is wired. If you need a batter-backed solution for areas without power, you'll have to look elsewhere. That said, the post setup does protect against a single power outage if you pair the switch with